It's all right to be here. I am aware of the irony that my last name is Barber and I look like this. The irony actually goes generations deep because my dad is bald. It's actually why I grew my hair long in the first place. For years I was making these petty jokes at my dad for being bald, and at some point I realized that's very immature of me when I could just grow my hair long. So now every time he sees me, it's a nice form of mockery. And he can't say anything because he knows that I took 2 years to commit to that petty joke. It's a little bit rude of me, I guess, because I'm the reason that he's bald. You know, like 28 years old, he had a full head of hair, has 2 kids, 5 years later, it is all gone. And I really like to rub it in when I see him as well. Like when I walk in the door, I act like I'm a children's entertainer. I'm like, "Hello, Dad. How are you?" I listen to death metal around him at any opportunity I get, just a bit of this. You guys didn't laugh hard enough for that? Like I'm 36 years old. Do you know the amount of neck pain I'm gonna have tomorrow? I'm gonna have to get it all cleaned up now. It's but hey, I'm just out here getting injuries for you all. It's all right. It's all right. But no, it's pretty crazy, you know. Like I figured actually even to just ham it up on my dad even more, I should watch some YouTube commercials of shampoo, so that way I can really rub it in. That one was just for me. For the cameras, the people are smiling really hard right now. They're smiling. Where's the fucking camera? Super hard. But my dad, like, he's a lovely guy. He retired a few years ago, and he's one of these types of guys who's enjoying his retirement by going back to work. But I think that's also because of me. Like, when you have a son who's 36 years old and looks like this, you need some kind of insurance plan for him, right? Nice guy. He's very much a dad's dad, like very classic. Like I don't know what dads are like in your country, but Canadian dad classic. Favorite band, Rolling Stones. Favorite activity, watching live music, DVDs. Just sitting in the basement. Right, I should explain something. When I say basement in Canada, they're very different than the ones here in Europe. I say that in Belgium sometimes, and people look at me, I'm like, "Yeah, me and my dad hang out in our basement." They're like, "What kind of family do you have?" And when I tell them that I grew up in a basement, they're like, "Are you okay?" They're very different, they're nice, you know, like padded floors, it's soft and everything. The Shackles are very gentle as well. I'm joking. We're just having some fun. But yeah, I was back home in the summer, and my dad, I don't share his passion for live music DVDs. I like the real thing, you know. I like the concerts. Like I'm a traditional man, you know. I like to watch my concert with the band in front of me and 22 phones in between us. Steven Spielberg's in between the two of us. I love it. What can I say, right? But you know, I was back home, and there's this band called the Talking Heads that have this DVD called Stop Making Sense. I see one knowing nod in the front. There's about 3 people in the room right now that are very excited about this, and the rest of you are like, "What is he talking about?" It is seen as perhaps the best live music DVD ever. So, sir, I can see you're actually creaming right now. He's even covered up like this. But he's like, "We gotta watch it, son. We gotta watch it." And I was like, "Dad, I don't really share your passion for this." And he's like, "It's all right. We'll just watch it a few minutes at a time." Yeah. He's like, "We'll watch it for a little bit. We'll stop, and if it's not going well, we'll start again the next day. It's okay." I kind of felt like a girl whose boyfriend is trying to convince her to have anal sex. Like, we'll just ease into it, and if it's not working out, we'll try again. We might have to cut that part for the video. But I didn't want to do it. Actually, he was right. It was very good. I enjoyed it. It was good stuff. My mom, also a pretty lovely lady, also a little bit strange. I was back home a couple years back, and it was the night before my 33rd birthday. I was downstairs watching TV with my dad. My mom, unbeknownst to me, had been pre-celebrating upstairs with a nice bottle of wine. And I don't know what demon was in that Malbec, but she comes downstairs at midnight, and she comes in and she goes, "Tristan, you're 33. It's your Jesus year. You're gonna be crucified." And I was like, "What?" And she said, "It was a rough year for Jesus. It's gonna be a rough year for you." And she crawled out of the room backwards. Me and my dad just look at each other and we go back to watching Prince live in '85. But I made it through the year. I didn't get crucified, but I did grow my hair long and got a beard, so now I look exactly like Charles Manson. No, people say that I look like a Canadian Jesus, and I think that's a little bit weird and messed up. Like, I think Canada had enough white saviors back about 400 years ago, and didn't go so well. I don't know, I gotta say, like, to be honest with you all, I think it's just absolutely ridiculous. Thank you for laughing. I'm so glad you laughed at that, so I don't have to show you the stigmata on my feet. That's for the late night show after this show. Yeah, that's good. No, I think it's a little bit silly, right? Because, Jesus, of course, like, from the Middle East and everything, and Jesus was ripped. And look, I'm not saying I'm huge or anything, but, like, just look at this. It always feels good when people laugh at that. That's, Could you imagine this on 2 billion crosses around the world? They'd need some extra wooden support for it. Slap some hair on it a little bit. What if Jesus was up on the cross and he just started doing this? They'd be like, "Take this man down immediately. You, sir, will be our entertainment for the night." Yeah, I actually learned how to do this back home in Canada when I was watching Ricky Martin live with my mom. It's nice, right? I know some of you out there are a little bit, like, embarrassed, a little bit ashamed for me. That's you two right there, I can see it, yeah. You as well. Some of you are, enjoying it, and some of you are surprisingly aroused. I just want you to know, however you feel, it's all right. How about one last one for the road, for posterity's sake, a little... By the way, when I said one last one, I mean one continuous one for the rest of my set. It's like the motion in the ocean. That's what they actually mean by that phrase, you know? My fucking microbial enzymes in my stomach are getting very tight. This is the most my abs have worked out in years. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. People used to applaud when I took my shirt off, but hey. Folks, that's been my time. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Take care.